Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
Go.
This is a podcast about board games and other things. Mainly, we just like to sit around and talk about board games. Really, this podcast is actually about us just podcasting after we played a board game. My name's Jerry. That's
I'm
Gobby.
Hey, what's up?
We would like for you to follow us on Twitter, to post about us on Reddit, if you're not banned from Reddit like I am, and be like, why haven't you listened to it?
No, we're not Dice Tower. We're not Secret Cabal.
We're big in Britain.
Are we?
We're big in Australia.
Why?
I think it's because in America, we tend to just...
Is it because I perfectly emulate their sound?
Yeah. I think that and that here in America...
Obviously.
We tend to just listen to stuff for the sake of listening, and we like the same thing over and over and over. Whereas in Britain, Australia, you know, those countries that we're not a part of?
Yes.
Just
We have deviated from.
We're
like, hey, Britain, look, we don't want to do things your way. So we separated ourselves.
We threw that tea in the river and we went about our business.
We threw that tea in the river. We said,
and Australia is just...
Hashtag not our tea.
Australia is just British.
Not my tea.
Is just British Texans. Basically, right?
Who is?
Australia.
They're the Texans of British.
Yes. That's what they are. I read that somewhere. We're going to talk about after we get done with our banter, but just to preview.
I have lots of banter about. I have like several articles saved to my phone that we need to banter about.
All right. Banter about them.
Face Off reboot is happening.
We talked about that like 4 episodes ago.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
All right. Well, fine.
Who do you think?
Wait.
No, wait. If you wait.
I need to.
No, I want to talk about this. If you were going to make a Face Off reboot, who are the 2 actors that would be in it besides us?
Face Off reboot.
Yes, they'd have to
2
be
crazy
actors that are very. Their mannerisms and things of that nature are very, very distinct.
Keanu Reeves and Eddie Murphy. Why not?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No. Here it is. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Ahead.
Ready? Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. William Shatner. Because, you know, one person would have to be falling around and talking in that William Shatner voice. And are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? Christopher Walken. That's what you need.
Christopher Walken.
I love Christopher Walken.
Or Joaquin Phoenix. Christopher Joaquin Phoenix.
He's going to get an Oscar for everything he does from here on out, just simply because he was in The Joker.
Apparently.
But anyways, next topic.
Oh, moving on.
Moving on.
What?
What was your next topic on your phone?
You're talking to me?
Yes, I'm talking to you, my primary host.
X-Men and Spider... we're talking about Disney Plus. No, shut up. Listen. Shut up and listen. Do not shut up and sit down. I want you to shut up and listen.
Okay, let's go. I'm listening. I'm part of this. I hear you and I understand you and I want to be part of this conversation.
We're talking about Disney Plus.
Okay.
You know, that's a upcoming streaming service
which I'm going to get November the 12th when Mandalorian comes out.
Okay. X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons from the 1990s are going to be available on Disney Plus.
Okay, that will be a thing. I will get that.
Do you know what that... Did you watch either of those?
Spider-Man. I can't remember the rest of this theme song. Yes, that. I like that Spider-Man.
Okay.
I love Spider-Man.
Those are two. Those are 2 shows.
They are indeed.
That is 2 shows that will be on there. You know what else will be on there?
What else?
Literally everything that was ever on ABC.
Which was...
And Disney. Gummy bears. Did you like the gummy bears?
I did not.
I loved gummy bears.
you look like it.
The
Go
gummy
ahead.
bears, Ewok Adventures.
Oh, no. The Ewoks are creepy, man.
I don't know that they're going to be on there, but I hope they are.
Creepy little teddy bears with their
They
spears.
were not creepy.
They were creepy.
You know what okay.
Teeth. They were the Oompa Loompas of the Star Wars universe.
Okay, this is...
They ate those stormtroopers.
You don't know that.
They ate them.
You don't
They
know
had
that.
their helmets and they were drumming on there.
You don't know that.
They killed... go ahead.
Okay, this is from a couple weeks ago. Several weeks ago.
All right, we're ready.
Eddie Money died.
Who?
Eddie Money.
I know that name.
Take me home tonight.
Yes, Eddie Money.
The only reason... he also sang, it says here, 2 Tickets to Paradise. And Baby, Hold On.
2 Tickets to Paradise. Yeah.
When I was 14, I was at my brother's house. He had... What were those? It wasn't a full-sized record. It was a little-sized record. What were those called?
The 8-tracks? What are you talking about?
They were not full-sized records.
The not 35s.
You put that little spacer on your record player,
no.
and you played a smaller record. It was a mini record.
Oh.
And my brother had the small record to Take Me Home Tonight, so I listened to that song quite a bit.
Is there another thing on your phone you want to talk about?
Okay, hold on. Let me go through the list here.
Do it.
Okay, Eddie Money. R.I.P. my friend. Glenlivet, one of our favorite Scotch makers.
Yes. Tell me about it.
They have created some alcohol-filled capsules that are bringing back memories of a weird craze in which kids ate Tide Pods.
Okay, no. Okay, so
what is wrong with you?
So Glenlivet made these pods that are filled with alcohol, essentially, that they swallow and so forth.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like generic.
I'm swallowing one right now.
I'm going to say this right now as okay, Gobby.
Hey, everybody.
I need you to activate the part of your brain that's mature and not laugh at anything I'm about to say.
All right, go ahead.
So back in the day, college kids were taking alcohol rectally.
You can't say that and not expect me to laugh.
Yes.
I wrecked him so.
So that was due to the guy off of with Johnny Knoxville. What was his name? Steve-O?
Steve-O? Okay.
Steve-O did that. That is very dangerous. And so a lot of...
Taking alcohol rectally?
Yes, it doesn't pass through your kidneys.
Okay, so why is it dangerous?
Because it doesn't pass through your kidneys.
Okay, so what could it do?
Your kidneys don't... Your kidneys filter.
Okay.
So all the badness gets filtered through the kidneys. Your kidneys take the hit. The rest of your bodies does not. When you're taking something rectally, it gets absorbed into your bloodstream. It doesn't technically go through your kidneys, and it can be very dangerous, and you could die from it.
But how and why?
All the toxins that aren't filtered out in your kidneys just go into your bloodstream.
So I should not...
You should not be shotgunning things rectally. And do not take these generic Tide Pod Glenlivet shots that way. I seen somebody write up an article.
What was
I knocked off part of your table. Don't take your table. This ultimate gaming table.
Yeah. It's got lots of parts.
It has lots of parts. It has a decorative leg that has these legs.
L-A-I-G.
Yes. That are held on by magnets that for some reason I keep knocking off at unopportune times. Your next...
Speaking of okay. Veering quickly away.
Merging.
Rectally intaking
of alcohol, which we're anti. We're against.
We're against that.
Don't do it.
It's dangerous.
Kids.
Jerry says, despite what... There's a movie that was not that long ago. I think it was it had John Cena in it, and
I can't see him.
They they had like one of those
shotguns.
No, what is that one?
Funnels.
It's like a funnel with a
big
tube.
The beer funnels. Yes, that's what I said.
Beer funnel.
Yes.
And they like put that in your rectum.
That's what Steve-O did. That's what was so dangerous.
It's dangerous.
Yeah, don't do that. That can kill you.
Okay, so don't do that. What is your favorite food?
Really?
I gotta mark this off my list. I'm telling you, I make these things topics of conversation in my diary.
Okay. You have a diary like a 14-year-old little girl. Go ahead. It's a journal. Go ahead. I'm sorry. That was vicious and mean, and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. You keep that journal.
So you're telling me like every discoverer, Chris Columbus,
he had a journal.
Didn't have journals?
He had a journal.
I've got a journal.
But you called it a diary.
What does that make a difference?
It does. When you say diary, for some reason, I think of like My Little Pony pink book that you open up at the middle of the night.
I'm talking about a journal.
Dear diary, Jerry was mean to me during the podcast today. That's what I think. But your journal.
Well, I'm sorry. A lot.
That's not your fault. That's my fault. Go ahead.
That is you.
That is me.
That is all on you.
I have progressed as a human.
Okay. What's your favorite food?
That would either be... Now... It depends on who you ask.
We're going to tear through this because I've got a bunch in my diary / journal.
I love spaghetti and meatballs.
That's my number one favorite all time. I can eat that 24/7, 365. You make spaghetti and meatballs?
Hold my hand.
There.
We're there.
I'm there with you in solidarity.
Next with probably right below that
chicken parmesan.
I really like chicken and dumplings. But that's because my wife makes both the best spaghetti and the best chicken spaghetti. But ultimately, in terms of texture, I love ice cream. Like I've won every ice cream eating contest I've ever entered in. I can eat a bowl of ice cream, literally a half gallon of ice cream within like 30 seconds.
I'm sure I could probably compete with you, but I've never tried.
All right, come on. Next question, please.
Okay,
what's your favorite ice cream?
I mean, it's going to be chocolate. That's going to be the overall flavor.
Obviously, Rocky Road type thing.
But I like brownies and I like almonds. So I would say chocolate almond, probably from Brahms.
Pretty much. I, for the first time as an adult on this earth, tried mint chocolate chip 2 weeks ago. Stop. And it changed my life.
Oh, God.
I hated this.
The green ice cream.
I hated it.
Stop.
But I tried it and I liked it. Next question, please.
You know, sometimes I mark down things I just think of.
I know.
I was listening to another podcast, and the guy said, something, you got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding me.
You're joking.
You got to be kidding me.
You're yanking my chain.
You know what I thought?
You're pulling my leg.
Kidney. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me.
I thought you said you got to be a kidney.
You got to be a kidney.
You got to be kidding me. He kept saying, what?
So you got to be kidding me.
Yes.
Turned into you got to
be kidney.
You got to be kidney. And then I was thinking, what can you do with kidney?
You can't do a lot with kidneys.
You've got to be kidney. I filter your blood.
I would like to move on.
I may provide stones.
I'd like to move on now. I'm going to move on.
You gotta be kidding me. You want to move on.
You have got your list has gone off the rails.
Okay, I just had to say that.
No, that's enough.
No, stop.
That's enough.
No, stop.
No, let's move on to this.
I've got a lot to cover.
Let's move on to this. We can't cover it all in one podcast.
In vino veritas.
Yes, in wine there's truth.
Wasn't it weird that you just said that? I just rolled that off my tongue.
It's because it's in Tombstone.
That's awesome.
And in wine there's truth, basically meaning that if you drink, you tend to speak the truth.
You
speak what's truly in your heart.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Talk about Undaunted. I'll tell you what's truly in my heart.
Okay, Undaunted. Do you know what it means to be daunted?
No.
It means to be intimidated.
Okay.
Or to have apprehension.
Intimidated? I am apprehensive.
Okay. Undaunted means you're not.
I am the opposite.
You're a neither of those things.
I am not intimidated, nor am I apprehensive.
I sought out Undaunted mainly because it was...
And I am not intimidated, especially in Normandy. I may be intimidated in other places, but I am not intimidated in Normandy.
But by God, when it comes to northern France.
And you know what Normandy is?
What?
Viking related.
Right.
I took over that place. As a Viking, Leif was not intimidated there.
That wasn't Leif. He went.
Who?
It wasn't Leif, though.
Bill.
No, okay.
We discussed that last time.
Stop. You're killing me historically. You're killing me historically.
Who was the first Undaunted or Normandy? Tell me.
It was a Viking. I don't know who it was.
Red?
No, it wasn't Red.
Bill?
Either. I don't think it was Bill.
Leif?
Okay.
You don't know.
I'm just going to leave you there.
Leave me there?
Leave you there. Undaunted is an interesting game mainly because of its designers, David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin. I looked them both up before purchasing this game. Trevor Benjamin had various games, none of which I had played.
2 first names, Trevor and Benjamin.
So 2 designers that I really don't particularly care about, but yet a company that I vastly respect, Osprey Games.
Love Osprey. Especially the way their boxes are made and that they unfold. Is this one like that?
It does not.
Oh, well, then forget
I know.
you,
so they
Osprey.
broke off from their typical design.
What is wrong with you? Why would they do that?
Here's another thing, Osprey. Who did the artwork on this game, Undaunted Normandy? Because they nailed it. Each card is unique. Each and every card in this game is unique. The box art, everything about this game is beautiful. Thank you, whoever the artist is, whose name I
can tell you.
Go ahead and look this up.
I got it. Go ahead. Keep talking.
So in Undaunted, I bought this game simply based on the producer of it. And
who produced it?
Osprey.
Oh, that's right.
You are behind, my dear friend. Undaunted is a deck builder. You know I hate deck builders, right?
I do.
You know Enrique.
Artist Roland MacDonald.
Roland MacDonald, you, sir.
Roland MacDonald
did a superb job on this art.
Excellent.
I don't like
Ian O'Toole. You better look out.
That's exactly what I was about to say. I don't like that Ian O'Toole, we have one artist that everybody's always talking about.
Ian O'Toole.
Mr. McDonald.
We got Roland McDonald.
Is it just the Irish? Is it my people? Did I tell you that like my sister took like one of those 21andMe things, like one of the boxes where you take your blood?
Who are you related to now? Leaf?
She found out that we're 75% Irish. It just warmed my heart. Now that anybody...
Did it warm the cockles?
The cockles! My cockles are warm! They're flaming cockles! I want to go to Ireland. Undaunted is a game...
I would love to visit Ireland.
Is about...
Or any place other than America. I have not been out of the country other than Canada. I went to see Toronto and Hawaii, if you call that out of the country, which is technically one of the 50 states.
Okay. And Vino Veritas, since we're talking about things. Go
ahead.
This is probably not the time to spring it on you.
No, that's where we get real.
But we'll get real.
Let's get real.
Hashtag get real.
Hashtag.
So Bubba's been talking about going to Essen. And it may be that we are planning on going to Essen next year. So we had the idea of perhaps surprising you the day of and just forcing you on a plane. And of course, your wife advised us not to do that. I would.
Wait. Did you talk to my wife without me?
I talked to your wife without you and said, what would happen if we just showed up one day, we let you know a year ahead of time and that you prep everything. And then we just show up the day that we're about to leave and say, all right, Gabi, we got to get on a plane. What would Gabi do? And she said, Gabi would lose his mind.
I would freak out.
Yeah. So we opted not to do that. And so this is my thing to you is that me and Bubba, because Bubba, of course, wants to go. I want to go, and Enrique will follow me to the depths of hell.
I would like to go.
Get on a plane, sir.
If it didn't require getting on a plane and flying across an ocean.
Nothing will happen, and if we die, we'll die together, and we'll take the podcast down with us.
Oh my God!
It's just 20 hours.
Me.
Would you go to Essen for our listeners? Do you love our listeners enough to go?
How many of our listeners would be there?
None.
But
I guarantee you. Here's the thing.
This is the deal. You got a glad hand. You got to shake hands and kiss babies.
That's a year from now. We'll probably have a listener in Germany that will meet us there.
How about we just go to Origins?
How about we go to Essen?
Origins.
How about we go to
Columbus?
Let's meet,
I could be there in an hour.
Let's meet in the middle. Let's go to
Origins.
Let's go to Midgard, Iceland.
Christopher,
yes.
Baldy, we can stay with them.
They don't have a couch big enough for you. We could go to Iceland.
I think it was October 9th. I sent Christopher and Valdi a Twitter.
Yes.
It was it was basically Leif Erikson Day.
It was.
And I was like, thinking of you.
Oh, you think of our fans.
I think of our fans. I'm that way.
You are that way.
I'm very loving.
You are loving. You are undaunted.
I am undaunted in my affection for my fans.
In Undaunted, a game about deck building, It is a World War II themed deck builder where one side is the Germans, one side is the Americans. There are boards that are made out of these tiles, which are kind of give you an idea of the map of the game. You have a scenario book that shows you how to build this map. So that's neat. It adds some variety to it. In the game, you are essentially utilizing these chits to move around the board, occupy certain areas of the board until you reach a certain objective points. And you do that utilizing the deck building mechanism that's in every single game that's popular this day and age.
Right.
So what makes this game special? Good
question.
For one, the theme of the game, it being an area control with deck building, I hate deck building.
Right.
That's my problem, though. I love area control.
Right.
The combat in this game is simply just rolling dice and matching. There is no line of sight. You could literally shoot at anybody on the board. You just do the cover system, the amount of the defense of the unit, how much cover they have on the tile they're on, and the distance, and you just roll a dice. If you meet it or beat it, you put a hit on them. I think what's so interesting about this game is that the units are so diverse. You choose.
If you're a German unit, would you be a G unit?
Undaunted is one of the few games.
I like to say, go shawty.
It's your birthday. That I enjoy this mechanism. It actually kind of fits because in the game, as you are deck building, you're choosing units from your reinforcements, from your supply to put into your hand. And thus, when you take hits, you remove those cards from your hand or your discard pile. And after you run out of them and they take another hit, you remove their chit off the board. It's like they're removed. It's very interesting that a game that's so abstract and a mechanism that I don't like, deck building, would make a game so interesting. This is the first game that I have truly been engaged with deck building. And I don't know why.
I very much enjoyed this game.
So I played it with Enrique first. Enrique, of course, loves deck building. He was raving about it.
Cards,
Hashtag Enrique get better.
Hashtag Enrique.
Please, we're sorry, Enrique. So Enrique here,
hashtag Enrique.
He's at the Pizza Hut right now.
He needs to get better.
He's
feeling ill.
He's been ill, but he's also been
those pies.
He's working.
He's making them pies for Pizza Hut.
Pies is what they call it up north. Down here, like we still calling movies, we call them shows. Down here, we call them what do we call them? Pieces? Pizzas? We don't call them pies.
Pizza. I call it pizza.
Yeah, they're not pies.
But I was trying to relate.
A pie is apple pie.
Right.
It's German chocolate.
3.14.
Yeah. I love Undaunted.
Undaunted was very good to me. I am okay with deck builders. It's not my favorite, but they're kind of samey. What I liked about Undaunted was the fact that it had the dice that made it unsamey.
So
it's unsame in the membrane.
That dice for the combat is very irritating because it's random. But yet
I tore him up. Every dice I rolled was a hit.
I will say that
Rifleman B didn't stand a chance.
I will say that was an interesting aspect of the game.
It was very entertaining.
It's light, it's accessible. There's a watch it played to it. The artwork is amazing. I don't know why I haven't heard more people talking about this game.
Dan Thoreau likes it very much.
Does he?
Space Biff.
Spacebiff.com.
Listen to ignore us. Go to spacebiff.com.
No.
He knows how to write stuff.
Excellent writer. I've said it before in the past.
He's the best written reviewer that I know of.
Period. I will say this since we're giving out, since we are calling people out that we like. Spacebiff.com is one of them. I know a lot of you that listen to this show, you're probably like me. You probably buy games online. Like, we don't have a friendly local
No, I got nothing within 100 miles of me.
Right. So, Cool Stuff or miniature markets where we buy from the most part.
I could travel to Dallas within an hour and a half and go to Madness, I guess.
I'm going to say this. There is a website called Atomic Empire.
Yes, thank you.
AtomicEmpire.com. They're a board game shop. I think it's out of North Carolina, wasn't it? I can't remember where they're from.
Yes, North Carolina.
They did me a solid. I was looking for a game that I have been just frothing at the mouth about.
But first of all, I randomly searched Marco Polo before Marco Polo came back in stock.
Yes.
And I just Google searched Marco Polo Atomic Empire. I was like, oh, okay. They had a reasonable price. Shipping was reasonable. I was like, bam, got it. Then I told Jerry about this Atomic Empire. And literally, I think ever since, we have ordered everything from Atomic Empire.
I've stopped. The last 3 orders of board games have come from Atomic Empire.
They're a brick and mortar store from North Carolina. It may be Durham. I don't know.
I can't remember. I think that sounds right, Durham. So there is a game that just came out. It's a reprint by Capstone Games called Irish Gauge, Gauge. I desperately needed this game for our game day because me and Gobby don't get together an awful lot. We tend to get together on specific times. I ordered Irish Gauge because it was out of print. It was not out of stock everywhere else. So I sent them an email and said, hey, I'm placing an order to buy Irish Gauge. The prices were similar. Could you please ship this out to me ASAP so I can get it?
We needed Irish Gauge stat
now. And they just sent it. Just boom.
They emailed Jerry and said, you know what? We're going to send that to you.
Within hours.
Within hours.
So it got
FLGS, Friendly Local Gaming Store. That was nowhere near us.
Nowhere near. The North Carolina.
They were super friendly, but not local.
They're just FGS.
FGS.
Thank you, Atomic Empire.
Atomic Empire.
See, this is one of the things.
We're hoping they're our next sponsor.
We don't have sponsors.
We don't have sponsors because we're terrible, but we hope they're our first sponsor.
We don't need sponsors.
What do we need sponsors for?
We don't need sponsors.
We don't?
No.
At all?
No.
We don't need money?
Well, of course we could use some money.
I would love some money. I would love to have some good quality. These Samsung Q2Us.
If you had $1 billion, what would you do with it? First thing you'd buy.
That's a big question right there.
First thing you'd buy, $1 billion.
First thing I
today.
buy is a brand new body.
You can't do that.
I would clone myself, make sure it's all in perfect condition, then import my brain into it.
Like the 6th day.
Did you ever watch The Island?
Yeah, it was terrible. With Ewan McGregor?
Wait, it was terrible?
With Ewan McGregor?
I love that movie.
It was all right.
Michael Bay.
It was all right. All right. Hey, let me tell you about that.
I liked that movie. It was good. Lincoln 6 Echo. I have named my passwords off that movie.
Don't tell people that. Now you gotta have to change them.
Lincoln 6 Echo.
Somebody's gonna be able to
ScarJo.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was a good movie.
The scene where they're going down the highway.
Yeah.
For instance, I like the old island
with the railroad tires.
That's exactly what that was.
You.
Was off the trains.
That was real.
That was actually out of a different movie. They recycled that scene.
What? Off of what?
I can't remember, but they recycled that machine.
I remember them watching that, and they said that was real.
It was real, but they shot it for a different movie. Didn't use it.
Probably Bad Boys.
Yeah, probably bad. They're making another one.
Part 3. They're making. Have we discussed this?
No. Have they discussed this? They're making another Face Off. Go ahead. Tell me. If somebody was in Face Off, who would it be? Go ahead. Tell me, Gobby. I'd love to hear your opinion.
I can't.
I hate your memory. There's one thing that irritates me about you the worst is that you forget everything.
I'm sorry.
By the hour.
I'm so sorry.
Tell me. Go ahead. Pull up your phone. While you take the time to look it up.
I'm frantically.
So, Gobby, all right. So picture this, people.
Eddie Money?
Picture this, people.
Take me home tonight. Have we discussed that?
Eddie Money's dead.
Okay.
We are in Gobby's house. We are in his back room. We have this huge table that takes up literally 90% of the room. Gobby's setup for our podcast is this mixer and thank you, this laptop.
Average Joe.
Average Joe. Thank you, Average Joe. And Gobby is so extra that he has a what is that?
It's just an arm.
It's an arm for his iPhone.
You can't. You're jealous.
your iPhone fell out of the arm. Yes, I am jealous. I'm jealous of the iPhone that you continually utilize to spew random facts at me. So go ahead, hit me with it.
Which is the hottest planet? Venus, Mercury.
Venus.
Let me finish. Venus, Mercury, Saturn, Jupiter.
Venus.
Why?
Because they have theorized that Venus, when they look at Venus now, that it's experiencing the same greenhouse effects that the Earth may potentially experience in years. It's like runaway carbon dioxide.
Very good.
Yes, thank you.
Although Mercury is much closer to the sun.
Yes, much closer.
It has no atmosphere.
Historically speaking, the Venus transit, where they can spot Venus going across the sun, has been a very pivotal point in history for, the world.
This says the atmosphere on Venus helps retain much more of the sun's heat.
Mm-hmm. Methane and so forth. Go ahead.
Okay. Very good. Next question, Jerry.
Okay.
Hold on. We're loading. Nothing slows down momentum like a slow internet.
Thank you for that.
Isn't that interesting? Like, we could be on fire, but as long as the information is slow, we're like, well.
As soon as there's an interruption, it's like, well. You know, remember back in the 90s where they had that sound when the internet was coming through the phone? That grinding noise. Mm-hmm. I miss that sound. That was the sound of freedom. That was the sound that you're about to log on to a chat room with AOL and talk to your supposed girlfriend 3 states over.
Where you from?
Yeah. Talk to some middle-aged man that's pretending to be.
Okay, here you go. Which is the only nation that has reached 3 World Cup finals and never won the tournament?
Okay, so World Cup
is soccer.
Football. Obviously not Brazil. I was about to say Germany.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, let me check. Because this is off of Triviaso.com.
Triviaso? What's an Italian site?
Show answer. The Netherlands.
Oh, the Dutch.
They finished second in the 1974, 78, and 2010 World Cups, losing to West Germany, Argentina, and Spain.
I believe it was the Dutch who were the only.
How dare you, Dutch?
The only military back in the 1700s to have ships.
What?
To have ships captured by cavalry. Now, don't quote me on this.
Interesting.
Historically speaking, if I'm digging deep here,
ships. Wait.
Ships captured by cavalry.
What does that mean?
It means that people on horses rode out throughout the ocean and captured ships. And what happened was the water got so cold it froze the ships in place, and the horse rolled across the ice and was like, "Hey,
okay, this is right up your alley as a medical person."
Okay, get me.
Which disease involves vegetation growing on a heart valve? Which disease involves vegetation growing on a heart valve?
Right off the bat, I think of amyloidosis, but that's like proteins being developed in certain organs.
I will tell you this is bacterial something.
Bacterial.
Growing on a heart valve.
Okay. I can't think of it.
Bacterial
endocarditis.
Yes.
Well, endocarditis is just where it's at. It's in the heart. Endo being in,
that's
carditis.
That's what it says.
Okay. Undaunted is a really good game. Osprey Games has never let us down. Period. If you are going to be at BGG Con in 2019, which is pretty soon here, November the 20th through the 24th, we are going to be there. Send us an email if you're going to be there and you want to see us. I don't know why you'd want to see us. I mean, we're not that interesting. All right. That's all I've got to say. Undaunted, good game.
I'm Gabby.
This is Jerry.
Thank you for listening to the Board Game Snobs. Stay classy.